Sup, I'm Chef Mark Noguchi. My friends call me Gooch. My journey through kitchens around the world has cultivated a deep curiosity towards the people and places that produce our food. Join me as we honor our community who live Aloha Aina, our love of the land. There are still places that are pretty untouched. You know, there are still places that Hawaii owns. The blessing is that so many of our friends have these ancestral ties to Wahipana. Places like this get me really emotional. And I have no genealogical ties to Pila'a. So the fact that we get to have the privilege to come down and spend this absolutely unfiltered time is unreal. Manawahine is a woman that is extremely centered. It means you know who you are, you know where you come from. There's not a whole lot of it in the world because it takes a lot to get there. But when you know them, right, you hold on to that, you appreciate it. Pelika, she was one of those wahine that everyone gravitated towards. Her energy was always welcoming. It was also strong. When it's strong, it burns. It's like fire.
Pila'a has been a huge part of raising me, but that's been shaped by all of the different places that I've been able to spend time in and with people and communities. We always talk about the places that raise us and the people that raise us. And I don't know if my parents did it on purpose. I think they did in a way where even though they raised us, they also opened up the space for others and other places to raise us. Honoring our places. That privilege of service. Not everyone has a place to serve like this. All of the things that I'm able to do now is made possible because someone else held it for a while, and that was my dad. My brothers held space in certain times, so they worked as well. And as I was away, they held it. And I'll hold it until I can no longer. And then someone else will come in. And that's how it's meant to be.
In a Western context, for us to be successful means that, I gotta be the man. But here, with our friends, being successful means that you can still be in the background doing this, and your community knows that you're good at that. It's for someone to say that, I trust you. I have faith that what you do is pono, and what you do is right. Will you help me to get there? That's service. That woman does it all the time. Pelika never said, I'm here to be a community leader. I'm here to serve Pila'a. She just did it. It takes a lot of sacrifice to get to that point. I know, and then I don't know, but how much Pelika has sacrificed within herself, to be here and to do this work. That's what service is to me. That's why it's important, is that it takes a lot to get to this comfortable level of quietly supporting from behind. It's about the people that you're helping go in that direction, right?
Formally, I'm an extension agent for Hawaii Sea Grant, and I'm also the executive director for Namaka Onauna, a nonprofit. And what that means is I kind of just do whatever I can to serve community and support Aina Momona, which is thriving and productive communities. The work that I do right now, I believe it's important because we're trying to stimulate and engage and help facilitate conversations between people and each other and themselves and their places, that connectivity. How do we reintroduce people to their places? How do we get them to hear the stories that their places are now screaming at us? And how do we support communities and identify productivity within communities to get to Aina Moana? It's this combination of trying to understand production and productivity in these spaces, and then just kind of find ways to support it, whether it's just cooking for people or sitting around talking story. It's all part of that production. And as we're digging a little bit deeper into it, you know, we've always been able to say, like, the health of our people is a reflection of the health of our land and vice versa. And we can't compartmentalize healing and compartmentalize production, the very connected system between people and place. And that journey has to happen together. Our places are speaking to us all the time, and we're stuck with so many different narratives in our head and all these other scripts of what's happening and what we should be hearing. We don't actually hear what's being told to us. And so that's kind of one of those journeys we're on right now. It's to what do we honor as history, and not leave it there, but learn from it. If we're gonna have a relationship with it, we should understand what's happening here. We don't want to do more damage than we have to, and we want to be supportive of the productivity of a place. So knowing your place, knowing the history as well as the present, is the important part.
We're humans, we thrive on each other, we thrive being around each other. We are people of this earth. So sharing of energy and information and knowledge, it's like that symbiotic freeway of energy. We have two choices. We can either keep this knowledge that we have to ourselves, not share it because, oh, it's sacred. But what if not all of our Opio are gonna want to be stewards of our Aina? If we keep it like this, it'll die with us. The fact that we still have the privilege to be exposed to this, maybe it's because I'm a little older that I realize that, oh, this is like really special. And then expose our children to this. They'll never forget these moments. Hopefully experiences like this and this kind of upbringing will make them realize that all the amazing stories to be told are right here.
Take me out into